Okay, we're going to do our weekly highlights. Today it's called Schedule Your Meals. So we need to schedule our meals. Don't forget, it makes it so much easier to stay on track. Let me put it over here. Schedule your meals, because this is what we want to do. And the bad news first. I did have a gain. If you watch my daily vlog, you see that I've been predicting this gain all week. I've had a very stressful week. Unfortunately, I didn't choose properly some of my meals. I did eat out twice. I had a lost weekend, and it was truly a lost weekend because I was lost within my own self-pity, and I turned to food. The old Sandy showed up, and I opened up the door, and I let her in and welcomed her with open arms and just embraced her and went crazy. So I knew I was going to have a gain. I honestly thought that I was going to gain at least 4 pounds. That was my thought. I usually try to weigh myself at least once during the week, but I thought I don't want to do that. I just don't. My sister-in-law's been in the hospital, and it's like a 2-hour trip back and forth, so I've done that for like 3 days in a row. And you would think that you're in a hospital, you're going to get healthy foods, but unless you go while the cafeteria is open, you don't get healthy food choices. You just end up going to the machines, which I tried to avoid the machines somewhat, but I didn't have a good night last night when I got home. I was especially tired last night. I really was. And then it's been raining every day, so we have to drive in the rain. And then when we go through Detroit, because I live just north of Detroit, you get the natural bottleneck, congestion and the traffic, and it's just stressful. The drive is stressful, the visit's stressful, the circumstances are stressful. And unfortunately, I turned to food, and I did not schedule my meals. So I should have done that. I should have packed something and brought it with me that I could have snacked on. I could have taken a couple minutes out to do that, because when I buy my groceries during at the beginning of the week, I mark it all off. I put my little snack bags. I prep my food for the week so that I can just grab it and know what I'm going to have. But not this week. Didn't do that. So we'll start with the book, since we saw I did show you that, right? I gained 1.5 pounds. Sad. I think I showed you. If not, I'll show you again. I didn't mean to, but I did gain. I mean, why would you want to keep that a secret? The only thing I want to keep a secret is if I gain more than I'm actually saying. But you know what? I'll never lie to you. I never will. I don't like them. Although, I have been telling a few white lies this week, but I think that was white lies that needed to be said, so I said them. And she felt better hearing them. I didn't feel good telling them, but I think that's what she needed to hear, so that's what I told her. But anyway, I'm 241.9. I'm trying so hard to get into the 30s. I was so close. I was 240.3. So I've gained 1.6. Going the wrong way. But I'm going to have a loss this week. I'm going to switch up my eating this week. I'm going to eat a little bit differently. I'm going to try to trick my body. And I still have a 62.3 loss, which is good. Someone at our meeting today hit their 100 pounds. They were 100.3. So we were, we had a tiny little cheering ceremony for her. But that's quite an accomplishment, 100 pounds. At least I think so. But anyway, let's get back to the book. Schedule your meals. Planning what you eat will help you manage your hunger, and it'll avoid unplanned eating and make healthier choices. I should have had this book Tuesday before I left for the hospital. And this is just from a member, a Weight Watchers member. She said, I didn't do any planning. I just grabbed whatever was available. That's how I used to eat. But now I'm on the road all the time to getting successful. I didn't eat breakfast before I went. I went to a vending machine or fast food places. Anything I wanted to do, you name it, I did it. Now I have a routine that satisfies my healthy choices. I plan what I'm going to eat each day. I even prep on Sundays, and I don't go off track. And if I do go off track, I track it and move on. But I have to remember there are 2 types of hunger: internal hunger and external hunger. It's vital to manage internal hunger, because when you're internally hungry, you'll eat just about anything you want, and you'll just eat, and raises your risk of external hunger, which is more of that and a future issue. So we gotta wait. It's like in the olden, like the olden days, it really was like in the olden days. If you listen to, not that I did, but my mother did. It's like if you listen to stories on, well, it's kind of like a soap opera. You know, you only hear so much and then they leave you with that little hanger because they want you to come back tomorrow. And that's pretty much what it is. And then she just tells you what her eating schedule is. It's, you know, no different than anybody else's, I guess. But internal hunger is triggered by things inside your body. But external hunger is outside forces, people, places, emotions, the sight and smell of food. I had a lot of external hunger this week, going to the hospital and back. The physical sensations of internal hunger is your growling stomach, a little lightheadedness, or a headache. And an external sensation, none. It's just you want to eat. You think it's going to help you. An internal hunger is anything you want to eat is going to help you out healthy-wise. But an external one is you want a specific food that's going to, like a comfort food that you think, you know, like if I have a couple cookies, I'm going to feel so much better. Oh, that donut looks good. I remember, you know, my grandma used to give me donuts. You know, things like that. When internal hunger happens is usually if it's been 4 hours since you ate last. And an external is, it's always less than 4 hours. It's always when something provoked you. It's so true. So the Think Again page is shift your thinking around hunger so you can set yourself up to eat regularly according to your internal hunger clock. That's what I plan on doing this week. I think I'm going to try the internal method. But an unhelpful thought is, I want to lose weight, so I need to eat less. I'll go as long as I can without eating. That's the way I think. It's not a good way to think, but it is the way. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But the helpful thought is, I want to lose weight and I do need to eat less. But going long periods without eating can backfire. If I get too hungry, I'll create a meal schedule to help me to avoid unwanted eating. The person that lost 100 pounds today was telling us that she loves Cheetos. She's addicted to Cheetos. And she portions them out, and she says they're 5 points for the cup or a cup and a half. I forget what she said, but it's 5 points per serving. And every day for the last year, she's had a 5-point snack of Cheetos. And she's also had a sugar-free chocolate pudding in her lunch. And so every day for lunch, she knows she's going to have her Cheetos and she's going to have the sugar-free chocolate pudding for dessert. And she joined last year on February 25th. And today, February 24th, she lost 100.3 pounds. So it works. You don't, and she's like she said, she never starved herself. She ate what she wanted. She didn't deprive herself. And that's kind of basically what I'm doing, but I didn't do that this week. I'll be honest with you. I didn't do that this week. The unhelpful thought is, speaking of donuts, the donuts in that bakery smell so good. I ate breakfast a while ago, so maybe I'll just have one. But the helpful thought is, that donut sure smells good and I really want it, but it's only been 2 hours since I ate, and my stomach is not growling. The smell is just making me want to eat. I'll just call a friend so I don't eat something that I'll regret later. That is so true. You can walk in someplace and you cannot be the least bit hungry, but you smell something good and it just sets off that trigger in your brain to say, you know, that smells pretty good. Why don't we try that? Okay, the recipe is for a chocolate, which I love, and pear, which I hate, quesadilla, which I love. So, it's got two of my favorites. I don't like a pear. I don't like like a really soft fruit. I don't like very many apples that are soft. I like a hard, firm apple like a Granny Smith. And I don't like pears. And even like when I eat my peaches and plums and nectarines, I like them hard. I don't like them once they're ripe. So I'm just weird. But anyway, there's the recipe if you want to screenshot it and test it out. And then I think we got a coupon. Oh, that's for rice vinegar. I'm not a big fan of rice vinegar. I'm not really a big fan of vinegar anyhow. So, but anyway, that's the book. And let's see what we talked about. We need to plan, schedule, and prep. And like she says every week, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And also, a goal without a plan is just a wish. That's so true. I have a goal, and it is a wish, but if I don't have a plan, that's what it is. It's just a wish. So I'm slowly making progress. Even though I had the 1.5-pound gain this week, I feel a little different. I don't know. I just feel a little different. My body's doing something. And I'm waiting. I'll wait for it. And then the one that lost 100 pounds, she was really inspirational today. But she lives by the quote, "Perfection is the enemy of progress." And like she said, you know, if you try to eat perfect every single day, if she would have tried to eat perfect for the last 364 days, she wouldn't have had any progress. So she knew that she was going to have some slip-ups, and she had some gains along the way, but she had some really good losses too. And she had the advantage of youth, because I don't think she was but 30 years old. So that's probably why she lost weight so well. Not to say that older people can't lose weight, because we can lose weight. It's a little bit slower, I'll admit. But the older you get, the more you really need to watch what you eat, and you really need to move. Because if you sit in a chair, you're going to get older by the day. The nurse told us at the hospital where my sister-in-law is, that for every day like a patient just lays in the bed, just one day lays in the bed, doesn't get up, it's like she's laid in that bed for a week. So it's something to think about. Like if you just sit in a chair and you don't get up and move, just get up and walk around your living room, walk around while you show, you know, do a little back and forth march, you know, stand in place and do something. But you need to move. You really do need to move. And then also what you want to do is schedule to know what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it. I pretty much always just eat my breakfast around 1 o'clock, which Denise says is not a breakfast, it's a lunch. And I don't usually eat dinner till about 7. I know old people are supposed to eat like at 4 or 5 o'clock, but I don't like eating my dinner much before 7. I don't go to bed till like 1 or 2 in the morning, so it's got plenty of time to digest. So it's not like, if I was going to bed like a normal old person that goes to bed like at 10 o'clock, like Denise does. Denise goes to bed at 10 o'clock. She's 10 years younger than me. I always make fun of her. My brother, who's only 2 years younger than me, goes to bed at 8:30. The rule is you don't call him after 8 o'clock because he's getting ready to go to bed. But I mean, they get up earlier than I do. I'll give you that. But so anyway, off subject there for a bit. But what you want to do is you want to plan your menu, because if you plan your menu, you're going to save time and you're going to save money. It's going to help you to stick to your Smart Points budget. It's going to decrease your temptation, and it's going to stop you from making a daily trip to the store. Because how many of us go to the store and you pick up more than you really need just because you go, oh yeah, that's right, oh yeah. If you walk in the door, you have the smells of everything. So it's going to keep you from doing that. You want to check your calendar and see what's going on for the week. If you know that one day is going to be really busy for you, try to plan to make something the day before that you can quickly reheat the next day, or something that you can take out of the freezer and put in the crock pot and it'll cook during the day while you're gone. If you have leftovers, plan them for your meal for the next day. You already know how many points there are because you just ate them for your dinner. And it'll keep you from, when you're really busy or stressed, from eating. I was really busy this week and I was really stressed and I ate because I didn't plan. And go on Pinterest and find some new recipes, or go on YouTube and see some Weight Watcher people with the recipes. A Mother of One on Weight Watchers with Carrie, The Fit and Fabulous Mama, Valerie Reese. They all put up videos all the time with food preps and stuff. And try to recycle your meals. Don't eat the same thing, which I'm guilty of, the same thing every day. This week I'm going to try a new plan. I'm going to switch up my meals. I'm going to eat a little bit differently, and I'm going to try to trick my body to get back. I want to get into the 30s, and my goal is for this week to get into the 30s. And so I'm going to try to trick my body, like pimp your ride. I'm going to pimp my menu this week. I'm going to do something like that. And if you pick one day to do your meals for the week and plan it, and you know, all that, it'll help you out. And try to multitask, because if you try to multitask during the week, or like while you're prepping, like if while you're cooking your meal, prep some of the meals for the later in the week, or prep your vegetables or something like that. But you want to schedule your meals. Don't forget, schedule when you're going to eat, schedule what you want to eat, schedule when you're going to eat, and schedule who you're going to eat it with. And if you follow this plan, I'm sure that's a little bit glary there. I didn't want you to not see the whole thing. But if you plan it, you'll do better. And we'll see. I'm going to be living proof of that next week, because I promise you I'm going to schedule my meals this week. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to eat. I'm going to change it up. And next week I'm going to have a loss. Girl Scout honor. So I'll see you guys next week.